Hello and welcome to eMotion Physiotherapy. I am Dr. Bipasha Chaudhary. I am a musculoskeletal physiotherapist, and today I have with me Neha Karnik. She is also a musculoskeletal and sports physiotherapist. So physiotherapy is a subject that is very close to my heart. It shapes me what I am as an individual. Today is the day that marks something that we as physios, what we can do for our community, what we can do for the world that is facing so much of negativity today. But yes, out of this negativity, there is something positive that we can give to this world. We can use this power to come out as warriors with the community. We can help the community fight with this coronavirus and get stronger. The theme of 2020 World Physiotherapy Day is post-COVID rehabilitation. So today we are here, me and Neha, to talk about post-COVID rehabilitation, people who come back home and are still recovering from COVID. Let us welcome Neha.
Thanks Bipasha for introducing me today. So when we are talking of post-COVID care, especially when the patient goes back to their home and they are recovering at home or they are in the advanced stages of recovery, we look at a few aspects where we see people struggling, and that is where the role of physiotherapy or activity or strength work comes into picture. So first, what happens is when you are in a hospital for a prolonged amount of time or you have a viral infection, the most common thing is weakness. Weakness because it honestly drains out your energy, and secondly your body is fighting against the virus. So weakness is one of the first things that patients notice, right? Second is because of weakness of generalized all the muscles as well as the muscles that help us breathe. What happens is breathing becomes laborious. With corona being more exclusively as a respiratory syndrome, it affects our lungs, and lungs have the capacity to expand and they let us breathe well. So what happens is when there's COVID, there is some people end up with fibrosis in the lungs, or some of them come out of pneumonia. So the lung capacities are reduced. So a good physiotherapist can help you recover from the same and help you restore your lung capacities. Okay. With breathlessness and weakness comes lower exercise capacity. So many of us who might have been athletes or weekend warriors before, you might have noticed that, oh, I can't run as much as I used to, or I would love going to the gym, but simple tasks are now difficult. So as a result, our exercise capacity and tolerance decreases. Okay, a physio can help you increase your exercise tolerance and your capacity to do your aerobic exercises also over a period of time. They can help you gradually reach that level. A lot of people have also experienced weight loss, about 5 to 6 kgs of weight loss post-COVID. And in general, when you bunch all these things together, you see there is decreased quality of life because of various reasons. So a good physio can help you, first of all, a good physio can assess your various parameters, whether it is musculoskeletal strength, whether it is your lung functions, whether it's your functional capacity to do exercises. So there are various tools that a physio has where they can quantify your health status, okay? And based on that, they can derive a plan where they increase your exercise tolerance from maybe 5 minutes, wherever you are. It can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, to a desired level of activity where you will be able to exercise for much longer times. Also, when you exercise, what happens is there are a lot of endorphins that are released in the body. So they are the happy hormones. Exercise is one of the best antidepressants. Unfortunately, it is not used much and it's freely available. So I think we should make use of it.
So Neha, tell me the comorbidities of COVID-19.
So most people who have been affected by COVID have also found to have another comorbidities like hypertension, which is also called as BP. A lot of them have diabetes as well, and coronary artery diseases like your lipids and other heart issues that most of the people have. So how do we overcome all of these, or how do we respect our body, how do we respect the current conditions yet emerge out of it like a warrior? Okay, so what happens in diabetes is there is loss of muscle loss. Okay, the muscle mass is lost in diabetes. So as it is, a strength exercise or any resistance exercise have proven to be very effective in maintaining muscle mass. Especially after COVID, most people who have lost their muscle mass will benefit from a good quality strength exercise. Now your strength exercise need not be like heavy gymming to start with. It can be simple body weight exercises. It can be simple eccentric exercises. It can be simple TheraBand exercises. It all depends on how creative we are, right? And exercise need not be boring. They can be functional exercise. You can dance if you like. You can engage in any activity that you like or that you enjoy doing, but keeping in mind our current restrictions and our current conditions. So let's ask your physio to make a plan where you can go from stage 1 to stage 2 and stage 3 progress on the level of your fitness. When it comes to hypertension, I think hypertension are different kinds of hypertension. Your doctor will be able to suggest you more in terms of the medication. However, a gradual exercise, a good nutritious food can help you control your hypertension, as well as an exercise program helps you with controlling your blood pressure as well. Then there is something called as coronary artery diseases. Most often it is very commonly called as cholesterol. Okay, so what happens is most of the people who end up with coronary artery disease are either they have a less active lifestyle, although we do find people who have very active lifestyle and still have a coronary artery diseases. We cannot beat the genetics, but we can definitely do things that are in our control. Okay, like your nutritious food, as I said, and the amount of activity that you do. You may start with a light activity. The best thing is to download any GPS based app in your phone like Endomondo, Strava, Google. There are lots of apps available, and you can yourself quantify the kind of exercise that you are able to do. So maybe I'm able to walk 5 minutes without getting tired. So if I walk say X amount of meters in 5 minutes and I try to improve on it every day little by little, maybe I will be able to walk more meters in 5 minutes than I did on my previous day. So there are many options available where we can quantify our physical exercise and we can quantify our performance when it comes to physical exercise. Ask your physio to help you out with a good quality plan, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you out.
And how to go about the sessions, go about the exercises, how many days they should perform the exercises, what is the time limit, how to test, how to assess how much exercise they can do, how to progress about the exercise, like there are phase 1, 2, 3, how should we start with it?
So most often we have quite a common question that I come across is how often should I exercise? Most people want to exercise right away 7 days a week, okay? But we have to respect our body. We have to respect of what has happened to us, and we have to take care of our body. So every exercise program needs to be in a gradual progression, okay? We cannot just suddenly wake up and say I'm going to do a lot of exercise. No, okay? We should give time for our body to adapt to the exercise that we are pushing it through, the activity. Only when we adapt, we reach a new level of fitness. But if we do not adapt and we keep pushing our body, we are likely to fail, okay? So your physio will help you build a good quality plan which will gradually load you. Now how often should I exercise? We would recommend, and that is globally accepted, for post-COVID clients or post-COVID patients, you can start with exercise 3 days a week, okay, or on alternate days of a week. Start with about 20 minutes of light and easy exercise. Over a time, build up this exercise capacity of your body. Initially, you may feel weak, tired, breathless, but as your body gradually adapts to it, you will be able to function much better. Your exercise capacity and tolerance will increase. Of course, all of this also has to be supplemented with good quality food, nutrition, rest, and your medicines and vitamin C. So, what kind of exercises that can be done in a post-COVID care? There are two options. First, we start with just building up the exercise capacity of your body. So initially start with any cyclical activity that you enjoy doing. It can be walk in the park, walking around your house, a treadmill, a cycle, anything, right? So something that does not load your joints right away, but also helps you maintain your cardiac and respiratory fitness. So once you're able to achieve a steady state for about 15 to 20 minutes, you can start exercising with lighter yellow bands, okay, resistance band. Any resistance band is good, to be very honest. It's not like yellow band is the easiest band and I should only use the heaviest band. No, every band has its function and can be used in the most optimal way. All you need to do is ask your physio how well I can utilize an exercise bands. We as physios do recommend exercise bands because they are easy to handle, easy to store, and you can carry them anywhere. And you can do n number of exercises depending upon your creativity. So strength training will start after 1 to 2 weeks depending upon how quickly your body is able to adapt to the new changes. Once we get into phase 2, where your cardiorespiratory endurance is decent enough for you to be able to start strength training, then we begin strength exercises twice in a week and start with cardio exercises twice in a week. So that's 4 days in a week. It can be alternate days, so one day you recover from your previous day's activity and the other day you can exercise. Gradually building up to stage 3, where you do cardio activities twice in a week and good quality strength activities thrice in a week. Enjoy your weekends out, go for a long walk or a cycle or a drive. So 2 days should be mental activity where you enjoy. You can eat, sleep, drink, repeat, do things that you really enjoyed to do. It can be just a game of table tennis, it can be nice and easy walk in the park, or maybe if you want to go out, you can go for a small hike, but that's in the advanced stages, right?
Thank you, Neha, for your valuable time and the advice that you have given to us and to the whole world. This is a message not only for the physios or for the patients that we see. It goes out for the world. It is a shout out for the world. What we physios can do on this day for the community, for the world that is fighting with COVID, for the world that has come out of COVID. We have lost a lot of loved ones through these days, and we have got many warriors come out of it smiling. So thank you for helping us. And there are few guidelines to go about with the rehab who are seeing patients who are post-COVID. So we have to take a lot of care about ourselves. We have to determine the risk that we are going to face when we see a COVID patient. We have to be very careful with the protective equipments that we are using. It is always better to use resistant bands instead of weights, because resistant bands are easy to clean up and easy to dispose. We can ask our patients to buy their own resistant bands so that it is used by them only. Try to do as much as telehealth physiotherapy. We as physios can improve the quality of life of the patient that is badly hampered because of COVID. We can also help post-COVID patients to get back to the activities of their daily life as quickly as possible. Thank you.